Again, going ahead with the topic of FEMA. So this topic we are continuing. This is Foreign Exchange Management Act 1999. Okay. Last time when we discussed about this, we have spoken about concept of person, and we also spoken about person resident in India. In person, we have individual, and then we have all others. In all others, one special highlight is including branch, office, or agency. In the definition of the term person resident in India, I said there are 4 clauses, but broadly divided in 2 parts. This is for individual, and this is for others. For individual, we have clause 1. In others, we have 3 clauses. Clause number 2, clause number 3, clause number 4. In clause 1, we have subclause A and subclause B. I hope you remember all this. So this I just wanted to bring you in the rhythm of reading FEMA. I've given you this again. Okay. What is in subclause A? When a person who is already resident ceases to be resident. In clause B, when a non-resident becomes a person resident in India. Clause number 2, branch, office, or agency situated in India. This is anybody, any person other than individual created or incorporated in India. This is branch, office, or agency in India under the ownership or control outside India, and this is branch, office, or agency outside India under the control or ownership in India. So that much we had already spoken. Okay. Now, again going back to FEMA. Here we have chapter number 1, section number 1. Subsection number 3. So now reading this subsection 3 is easy because we have already spoken about the definition of the word person, and person includes even the branch or office or agency also. And this act is having extraterritorial application of law. Extraterritorial means this applies to even a place outside India as well, but only if person happens to be resident in India within the meaning of the definition. So if as per definition person is resident in India, then these provisions are applicable even outside India as well. So this is, it shall also apply, see the word, it shall also apply to branches, offices, agencies outside India, where these branches are outside India. Prima facie, we have no application of law there, but this law is applicable in the branches, office, agencies situated outside India because of the fact that any branch or office or agency outside India or owned or controlled by a person resident in India, that is also treated as a person resident in India. Right? And also to the contravention under the committed outside India by a person to whom the act applies. So where the provisions are applicable all over the country. In addition to that, it shall also apply to every branch, office, agency outside India under the ownership of control of a person resident in India. And for other than branch, office, or agency, this says to any contravention under the committed by any person to whom this act applies. But where the offense is committed, contravention committed outside India. So if an individual who's resident in India goes outside India and commits an offense there, offense as per this law, it may not be offense in that country, but if an offense is committed as per this law, this offense will become punishable in India. Say, for example, if you happen to travel outside India and you have some very good friend or relative or your brother or sister and you borrow $10,000 from that person outside India, any contravention of law? Prima facie, nothing. But this is a transaction between a resident and non-resident. Resident borrowing from non-resident, that should be only through the banking channel. That will be a violation. So prima facie, a transaction which seems normal in the course of business, that may be a violation of law. Take another example. Now, by chance, if you happen to carry $50,000 in cash, of course, nobody gives you cash $50,000. Just imagine. You're carrying $50,000 in cash, and the moment you land in some other country and you want to open a bank account there and deposit that $50,000 there, so that you're not carrying the risk. Any offense? Prima facie, nothing. But that is a violation. Having a bank account outside India without permission of the person resident in India, that is a violation of law. Okay. So why Swiss accounts are considered as doubtful? Because those have been opened without permission from the government of India. That's why those are fraudulent things. Okay. So where the provisions are applicable, the provisions apply to the whole of the country plus outside the country. Outside country, it is applied to the all branches, offices, agencies outside India under the control, ownership, and also applied to the contravention committed outside India. Now you have to understand that a person need not comply with all the requirements of the law, but when it comes to violation, then the provisions are applicable. Okay. Now the most important definition I'll take you to foreign currency and foreign exchange. Because the act itself is Foreign Exchange Management Act, and if you don't understand the meaning of the word foreign exchange, there is no question of understanding this law. Okay. So foreign currency, this says means any currency other than Indian currency. Whether we are talking about notes and coins, no difference. Whether these are notes or coins, these are one and same. Ultimately, that is a foreign currency. Okay. Now, foreign exchange. Foreign exchange means foreign currency and includes. So, out of these two terms, foreign currency and foreign exchange, which is broader one?
Foreign exchange. To watch full video, join the YouTube membership plan.